What's going on, guys? My name is Assam from dopelifecoaching.com, and today we're going to be talking about a very simple and powerful mentality to have when it comes to attracting girls and dating girls. Just yesterday, I was talking to one of my clients. I was talking to him about a lot of tips, and he's been a client of mine for a couple of weeks. And even though I was talking to him about these tips and he knew about them logically, he knew in his head about them, he wasn't able to properly, deliver and execute them. Why? Because he was always assuming that when he went out with these girls on dates, that they're the prize. He's the one who's trying to win them over. Even though he doesn't want to be like that, but subconsciously those are his thoughts. Even though he thinks, otherwise, but his actions show that, unfortunately. And so, as cliche as this sounds, in my opinion, the simplest and most effective way to have success with women is to assume that they're the ones who are trying to win you over, and that every single girl that you're interested in is actually extremely interested in you and wants to win you over, because that puts you in the driver's seat and that makes you the leader of the interaction. And when you are leader of the interaction, it makes you extremely attractive to women, and it makes you more charismatic, and the best you comes out and the most authentic you comes out, which is what you want anyways. So a couple things we got here. The first thing is, again, assume that she is trying to win you over, not the other way around. You should always be trying to assume that she is the one who's trying to win you over, even if it's not the case. Why? Because the things that you do and the things that you say and how you say these things and your body language and your persona, your charisma in general is just going to be on point, and that's exactly what you want anyways. So always assume that, and assume that every single girl wants you, even if they don't, which most women aren't even going to be interested in you, because that's just how it is. Most women, offhand, even if you have no social proof, they're just not going to like you, and that's just okay. But you assume in your head that every single girl likes you, and if she doesn't like you, she's abnormal. There's something wrong with her. I know it sounds a bit arrogant, but that's the best mentality to have, because you will be carrying yourself the best way possible in the most charismatic, confident way possible. So that's the second pointer. And another really, really, really important thing that I used to mess up back when I was much younger is when I would hang out with these girls, I would always assume, not just assume, but I'd always like to see, okay, how much does she like me? How interested is she? Is she having a good time? Is she going to like this place that I'm taking her out to? When really you're the one who's supposed to be asking these questions if you want to be in the position of power, because the person who's in the position of power when it comes to dating is the one who is the most in control, which is what you want to be anyways. And it should be the man, because he's the one who's supposed to be the leader of the interaction, regardless of all this feminist, bullshit. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. And so you're trying to see, when you date her, if she stands a chance with you, because you want to see if she's cool enough, you want to see if she's funny enough, you want to see if she's interesting enough. How the fuck are you supposed to know if you don't spend enough time with her? I remember in the summer, just a couple months ago, about like not even 6 months ago, I hung out with a girl. She was extremely gorgeous, great body, great career, but after the date, I had a good time, but I was like, yeah, it was nice. I wasn't like, oh my God, yes, I can't wait to see her again. So there you go figure. It's not always about looks. It's about, okay, what is she going to offer? How is she as a person? How awesome is she as a person? How charismatic is she? What type of interesting shit could she talk about? There you go. You don't want someone who's a fucking Debbie Downer and is always talking about boring, lame shit and mundane shit. You don't fucking want that. No one wants that. So that's another point. What else do we have over here? Oh, you control where the conversation is going and where the general frame of the interaction is going, not her. That's exactly how it should be. You talk about the things that you want to talk about. You ask her questions that you want to ask her, because this is who you are as a person. You are not trying to come off as a fake, a phony, a person who is inauthentic. This is the most powerful way to, switch the meta frame. What I would like to say, the meta frame is basically the frame in which the social dynamics is controlled. You want to control that to make her qualify herself to you. And it's not even about a game. You just want to see, okay, you're talking to her. What type of shit is she interested in? What type of things does she want to talk about? What type of future goals does she have? What type of career goals does she have? Is she passionate about her life? Is she giving? Is she selfless? Is she selfish? Is she keeping herself in shape? Is she close with her family? Is she a Debbie Downer? Is she the type of person who's going to stonewall you, or the type of person who's actually going to have good communication skills, which as is very rare to find. So you want to ask these questions because these questions are extremely important to when it comes to getting to know a person authentically for who they are, right? Not just for who they portray themselves to be. So that's another pointer. What else do we have over here? Okay, this is very important. When it comes to expressing your opinions, even if they're abstract or extremely odd, do not be afraid of expressing your own opinions, because number one, that's just who you are and you're not supposed to hide it, because your true self is going to come out with time anyways, and she's going to find out. Number two, it's going to show that you are a person of your own. You have your own mind. You have a sense of individuality, which girls really like, because that shows leadership. You are not a follower. You're not a sheep like just everybody else. You actually have a mind of your own. And she's going to like that. She's going to appreciate that. If you guys are talking about something and then you just disagree with something she says, so what? Who fucking cares? You do it respectfully. You just disagree with what she's saying, and then she's not gonna have to fucking be like, "Oh my God, you're not agreeing with everything I'm saying. Oh my God, okay, bye. I'm not gonna." No, that's not gonna happen. And even if it does, that just shows that she's abnormal. So that's the right way to go about it, because you want to come off as who you are. You want to come off as the real you. You want to come off as the you that everybody likes, and that the best you comes out, because that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to come off as a phony. All right, so that's the point. And by the way, when you do these things, you're going to come off as a person who's unique and different, because she doesn't want to. It's not that she doesn't want to. She already knows when she goes out with most guys, they're all trying to qualify themselves to her. And because they don't have any opinions and they all think the same and they all are just trying to be agreeable to her, it's such a turnoff. It's like she's talking to a robot. She can't even talk to someone who has his own opinion on something, or who is not afraid to, disagree with her viewpoints, because that's just normal. There's no two humans that are exactly the same. So you're going to disagree and you're going to butt heads sometimes with people, and that's okay, because you have a mind of your own and your own person, and that itself shows individuality and uniqueness, and that's exactly what you want to do. So another thing that's extremely important, and this comes down to patience and time, is when it comes to the girl, showing who she is to you. When you spending time with this girl, you need to give it time. You need to objectively see her for who and how she really is, not subjectively. Your subjective, senses, your feelings are a lot of times faulty. You're going to think, oh, she's sexy, she has nice tits, she has a nice ass. Therefore, oh, I'm just going to blind myself and not look at everything else. No, because those things are going to get boring anyways with time. But you have to see her for who she is and how she is objectively. Her personality, her communication skills, her level of emotional maturity, her level of enthusiasm in life, her level of conversation, the type of conversations she likes to participate in, her activities, her hobbies, her interests, her passions, and so on and so forth. You need to see this for yourself, and this takes time. It's not going to take a week, it's not going to take a day, but it's going to take time. It takes weeks upon weeks, months in general, to adequately get to know a person for who they are. And so just give this time, and don't rely mostly upon your subjective senses, because most times they are faulty. They want to see what they want to see. Your subjective brain wants to see what it wants to see. It's emotionalizing everything. It's attaching feelings to everything. Like, you're just going to ignore red flags. Oh, it's fine. It's we'll just work on it later. And then those things pop up again, and they frustrate you because you didn't attack the core issue. And so that's exactly why you need to spend enough time with this woman and objectively see her for how she is and for who she is. And so that pretty much wraps up the video. You just be who you are, and the mentality, if you can grasp this one mentality, your success with women will fucking skyrocket. Just have the simple mentality that you are there to see if you like her, not to see if she is going to like you. Authentically, right? just come off that way authentically. You're going to be much more confident, much more charismatic, much more calm, much more controlled, much more composed, much more all the good stuff, much more, much more everything good. So just stick to that mentality and then just see how it is, man. And just, rinse, recycle, repeat. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Repetition is a mother of skill. It's going to take a while for you to fully develop and hone these skills to become the best version of yourself that you want to be. And so just give it time. It's a very, very simple mindset, yet it's very powerful. If you can just grasp this one mindset, you'll be A-okay. And so that pretty much wraps it up. And if you would like to book a phone coaching session, either free or paid, go to my website, www.dopelifecoaching.com. You can go to the free consultation. There's a free 10-minute consultation for first timers. Otherwise, you could book online for another session and just see how it is, and you'll get coached by yours truly. All right? Take care, man.